It's official, the Galaxy S26 Ultra has now taken the crown as the fastest smartphone in the world. But raw speed is not the only story here. Samsung has introduced several important updates, from camera improvements and performance gains to major developments in mobile artificial intelligence. So let's take a closer look at what makes the Galaxy S26 Ultra stand out and why this release matters more than it first appears. Let's start with the camera. The Galaxy S26 Ultra is not receiving a major camera hardware redesign. Instead, Samsung is focusing on software and image processing. According to reliable industry sources, Samsung has improved its camera algorithms to deliver more natural and realistic skin tones. This is a meaningful change. For years, smartphones have struggled with accurate skin tone reproduction, especially for darker skin tones. Google's Pixel devices have handled this better, and Samsung now appears to be closing that gap. This update may not sound dramatic, but it directly improves real-world photography and everyday portrait shots. Performance is where the Galaxy S26 Ultra clearly separates itself. There was some uncertainty around whether Samsung would once again use a custom Snapdragon processor. Benchmark results have now confirmed it. The Galaxy S26 Ultra is powered by a custom 4 Galaxy version of the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 chipset. On Geekbench, the device scored 3,815 in single-core and 11,555 in multi-core performance. These numbers officially place the S26 Ultra at the top of the smartphone performance charts. What makes this more interesting is how the Galaxy S26 Ultra compares to competitors. Devices like the iPhone 17 Pro Max and the OnePlus 15 also offer flagship performance, but they score noticeably lower in benchmarks. Even the OnePlus 15, which uses the same Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, falls behind the S26 Ultra. The reason is simple. Samsung's custom version of the chip runs at higher CPU and GPU clock speeds. This gives Samsung a performance advantage without changing the core architecture. Once again, Samsung delivers the most powerful Snapdragon experience available. Compared to the default 12-megapixel mode, this setting delivers better detail and improved color accuracy. Some users initially believed this feature introduced shutter lag. That is not the case. Photos are captured instantly with no delay between shots. The extra time happens after the image is saved during background processing. If that processing results in better photos, it is a reasonable trade-off. This feature remains optional and can be enabled through Samsung's Camera Assistant app. There's also a small but noticeable design change on the Galaxy S26 Ultra. The camera module is significantly thicker than on previous Ultra models. To reduce visual bulk, Samsung is using a dual-layer camera structure. This helps the phone look cleaner, but it does not completely solve the surface wobble issue. We have already seen similar behavior on other recent Samsung devices. While this is not a deal-breaker, it remains one of the few physical compromises of modern smartphone design. Now let's talk about artificial intelligence. Recent reports suggest Apple is now relying on Google's AI models to improve Siri and other AI-powered features. This includes live translation and AI-generated images. As a result, Apple's AI experience is expected to improve significantly. For Samsung, this changes the competitive landscape. Samsung previously held a clear lead in mobile AI features. That gap is now closing, while Google strengthens its position as the core AI provider across multiple platforms. Finally, let's look at launch timing. Samsung's unpacked event for the Galaxy S26 lineup is scheduled for February 25th. According to reports from Korean media, The Galaxy S26 series will officially launch on March 11th. This timeline matches Samsung's usual strategy, with the release arriving 2 weeks after the announcement. With performance records, camera refinements, and major AI developments, the Galaxy S26 Ultra is shaping up to be one of Samsung's most important releases in years.